This is a Dragon Blazer production. Help me. I'm being held hostage in a basement. And I'm being forced to do these podcasts with my father who needs a breath mint. Hey! Of movies of too much sentiment. And I'm hosting Juvenile Jurisdictions of Judgment.
Aw, this sucks.
We're millionaires, boys. I'll share it with all of you. Why, in a few months it'll be up in lights on Broadway. Come, the eighth wonder of the world.
Wild, weird, wonderful. The stuff for which movies were made. Adventure, to make you wonder if it's true, while your eyes convince you that it is. Truly, the thrill of thrills. Don't miss it this time.
Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Juvenile Jurisdiction of Judgment. My name is Stephen and I am joined with my two lovely co-hosts, Raina
Yay.
and Xavier.
Well, that's me.
Weirdo.
Yes, that is you.
That is me.
All right, so this episode, we watched 1933. We went way back.
Way back.
Way back.
Way back when it was not even 1960.
Yes, that was implied when it was 1933, son.
That was almost 1934. We're close there.
King Kong.
King
We watched
Kong.
King Kong. This movie is a classic. It has been around for getting close to 100 years. We're about 13 years away from it being 100 years old.
So far away.
Yeah. This movie is a movie about a director who wants to go to a mysterious island,
Skull Island.
Skull Island, to record and make a movie about a giant creature worshipped by the natives at this island.
Wow.
He kidnaps this giant creature, which is pretty much a giant ape, called King Kong. Actually, he's really just called Kong, but he's a king of the island, I guess. And
Violence.
they take him to New York, and he escapes because that's what happens when you do stupid things.
Then comes the violence.
And, well, no, there was violence before that.
Lots of violence.
He fought a bunch of dinosaurs and murdered a bunch of people, and
I don't think he murdered a bunch of people. I think the dinosaurs murdered a bunch of people.
no, King
he
Kong
didn't.
was killing people too.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the skipper.
Oh no, I'm talking about King Kong.
Skipper.
The giant monsters killed a bunch of people.
Yeah, they did. The dinosaurs.
All right, so first question. What did you guys think of King Kong? Xavier?
Am I being interrogated?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Held inside the basement by your father who needs a breath mint.
Hey,
Hey,
Okay. So,
this sucks.
Okay, what is your question? I'm sorry, I didn't.
It's simple. It's simple. How did you like King Kong?
You say it's simple, but... Okay, so how did I like King Kong, you ask?
I do.
I thought it was neat, but its quality was black and white.
Yes, it was a black and white movie.
You guys don't get puns at all?
Mm-hmm.
I thought the movie was very great, and there was lots and lots of violence. It put a smile on my face a little bit, but I mean, it's unfortunate that the giant ape didn't get his ship in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, all he wanted to do was love a person, but he died for it because of violence.
All the violence.
Violence.
How about you, Raina?
I loved it.
I loved it.
One thing I especially liked about it is when they put captions up for when King Kong roared or any other thing. It went rar. It literally spelled out R-A-R-R-R-R. Rar. Rar. Not roar, roar, but rar.
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 Sounded like the tiger and the that one.
Rar.
I keep forgetting I forget everything. Okay. Moving on.
Oh, you're so old.
All right. So first off, this movie came out in 1933.
Yeah.
So what kind of technology did you see that may have confused and made be weird to you?
It's what we
Wait.
It's what technology we didn't see, Dad.
Well, there's trains everywhere. There's barely any trains here.
I mean,
there's trains.
There are trains, but not nearly as many.
Crestline, where
yeah.
there's all kinds of trains in
all
Crestline.
the trains. I don't think trains would be considered as.
He's got a ticket to ride.
Actually, I did find one thing that I did see. The coffee makers were older. I mean, I don't even know if that counts, but the coffee makers, of course, were older. But then
what
there
about
was
the camera?
Oh yeah,
black and white.
Yeah, the camera.
No, the camera. The director was recording.
Yeah, I know. The camera. It was also old.
Yeah, they had to crank it to use it.
Yeah, and then there was. I guess you could call this technology in a way, but it's not like technology. Some people do use paper maps, but most people use GPSs now. And back then, there was just paper maps.
Fair enough.
So when they were finding Skull Island, although if they did have a GPS, they probably wouldn't be able to find Skull Island with that, though. But still, paper maps.
Remember, this isn't just about technology. This is about anything like fashion or anything that you saw that just you're not used to in this time.
Well, obviously the fashion is going to be different. It's a whole other thing.
I don't think anyone's used to gigantic apes stripping ladies anymore.
But that's not old-fashioned. That's just the movie.
That is definitely a
But their fashion, of course, the kind of hats.
What about the way people talked?
They were so
very
delicate and fancy. It was also some of the men were sexist. All of them.
There was all the sexism in this movie.
You're a lady. That makes me uncomfortable.
It's like I've never been on a boat with a lady
I don't want
before.
you on the ship. You're a woman.
I don't want to cause any trouble. Oh, you're causing enough trouble just being here.
Something's wrong. Raina's giving me cooties.
Oh, no. That's the love interest.
Your feet are giving me cooties.
Ew.
Nasty. That's what you get. That's what you get.
Yeah, there was a lot of sexism involved in this movie.
And there was one
racism.
line I think there was one line that was, I don't know if it would be considered racist, but definitely mentioned something.
Like what?
I think it was like,
we are the white people.
No, it was when they were on the ship. They were saying something about we'll be the first.
Oh, the first white people that
the first
have
white
ever
people
seen
that
this
have
island?
ever seen. Yeah,
I'm the first
I don't think it
non-Brazilian
was very
person to travel
racist, but it
back
definitely
in time.
mentioned.
I think it might have been
actually-
an actual fact.
Yeah,
Correction,
I don't
Homer
think it was very racist though. So yeah, just sexism.
Just sexist.
Yeah.
All right.
Thumbs up.
So, what was your favorite scene? We'll start with you, Raina.
I'd say. Well, I mean, I would say the obvious choice, which would be when King Kong is on top of the Empire State Building. But I don't think that's it. I think. I don't know. I don't know. Except for
Me
you
neither.
go first.
Oh, okay.
Well, he doesn't know either.
I'm sorry.
Clueless.
What was the question?
Favorite scene of the movie?
Oh, favorite scene in the movie.
Crazy.
Well, I could just keep going on and on about the violence and the violins of sadness when the violence happened. But what was my favorite scene? Shh, I'm trying to make it intense by putting their pause.
Make it intense every episode.
Yes.
Gets boring.
Shh, I'm thinking.
Okay, well I know what mine is.
What is it?
This one kept coming back to me for some reason. It was the
I'm thinking-
T-Rex one.
The T-Rex?
Yeah, the T-Rex clip where King Kong was actually wrestling the T-Rex.
I
Like
think
he
that's
grabbed him by the foot and tapped him out.
That's my favorite scene, too.
Oh.
And then he, breaks his jaw and then,
Yeah.
checks his jaw to
Yeah,
see if he's...
he just flops it around. He's
Look
like,
at it,
oh,
floppy.
okay.
Floppy flop.
It looks like he's just playing with it like a
Yeah,
doll.
he's just playing. He's like, hello, how are you? I am T-Rex.
It's funny.
Okay. So,
Pinkness. Pink.
yeah, it's the light from the television. Anyway, so, more intensity, but I am kind of, on the fence about two really cool scenes, but if I don't know whether to choose, I don't know which one to choose. I really like the debut of King Kong, just like this weird stop motion picture of this ginormous ape. Though the animation was really bad, it certainly definitely looked horrifying. And my
Isn't
second,
that bad? Stop motions. I mean, you get what you can get.
I don't think you understand what I meant by horrifying.
You said, although the animation was really bad.
Yeah, whatever. The man is talking.
The man.
Jeez. Let's not take tips from the movie, okay?
The man.
That was the joke, father.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
You've nabbed
So
it.
when King Kong comes and takes...
the other one I'm on the fence about, I don't want to say on the fence. I don't know how to use analogies. So, the other favorite scene would be King Kong falling off the roof of the Empire State. That looked cool.
he just falls and keeps
No.
hitting parts of the... And not destroying the building,
Yeah.
but just
Yeah, just... boop.
crashing into the parts
Yeah.
of it on his way
You know
down.
what? I know
About
what my
that.
favorite scene is actually.
What's that?
The T-Rex scene is my second favorite. Or maybe this ties with it. It's when, it's the scene where the one guy is saving Anne,
Aww.
and they're going down the rope on the cliff,
Aw.
and King Kong picks up the rope, and
Aw.
they both fall off.
Aww.
And then they're just like puppets, just dummies, just falling into the water.
You like the bad old animation?
Yeah, it's hilarious. They're just kind of like they don't even flail. They're just still, just go shoo.
Anybody ever heard what happens to you when you fall into a black hole?
Random, but
So-
okay.
What is...
I mean, those of you who do, you get my joke.
what is your least favorite scene? Xavier, you go first.
Anyway, I don't know. I was about to say when I said about that. Do you remember when King Kong was climbing a building through windows and just his weight was not destroying anything?
Yeah, that I mentioned that. I'm the one. I get full credit for that sentence.
No, because people think you're lying because they didn't hear you.
This is exactly what I said. I said, It's amazing how a giant ape his size is walking or climbing on this building. And apparently back then buildings were indestructible. That's what I said.
Wow.
Alright, so what was your least favorite scene?
We need this ancient technology. Anyway, so my worst favorite scene.
Your worst favorite scene. English. Yay.
English. Anyway.
Anglefish.
Okay, my worst favorite scene. Oh
my
man,
gosh.
this'll be a bit easier than the last ones because
trigger.
oh man. My worst favorite scene.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness gracious. There's so many to choose from, but I don't know which one to pick.
So many
Okay, well I know mine.
What's yours,
So I'm
Raina?
gonna take over. I forgot.
Wait, I know mine.
Yeah.
I know mine.
Darn it.
It has to be the part with Luke Skywalker destroying the Death Star, and it just
Long
takes
movie.
so long.
So, my least favorite scene was the part where King Kong was at the top of the Empire State. Not when he was climbing it, not when he fell off, because when he fell off was pretty awesome. But when he was right on top, it was like a full 10 minutes of just clips going back and forth between him standing on there and like going roar, and then the planes flying around and attempting to shoot him. Just like full 10 minutes of just that.
So your least favorite scene is the most iconic scene
Exactly.
in the movie. Okay.
Do you have any idea what I was talking about when I said that?
He was talking about the same scene.
Yes.
Oh.
He was just trying to be clever about it.
Yeah.
My
Well,
least
I didn't
favorite
get it.
scene is sexism.
Nobody asked
All the
you,
sexism.
Dad. Nobody asked
yes.
you, Dad.
Jeez, Dad, why do you hate sexism so much? It's so hit, smack,
That's
punch.
not
It's
sex,
so
but that's not
cool.
sexism. That's abusiveness. Two different things. Two different.
I mean,
I hate sexism because if anybody treats my daughter like she's less than a person because she's a woman, I'm going to bash their heads in with a baseball bat.
Thanks, Dad.
Well,
I
that's
know
abusive.
I can always count
Love
on
you.
you.
Well, isn't that just abusive?
I have a normal father. You know.
Alright, okay. Alright, so, who is your favorite character in this movie?
King Kong.
King Kong's your favorite character?
Ah, yes.
He protects. He attacks.
I mean,
Most importantly, get out of my way.
sure. King Kong is the best character in the movie. Okay, so, after the title character, who's your favorite character?
Oh.
Like side main,
I
side
suppose
character.
that makes sense.
Yes.
Like no King Kong or...
Probably. I mean, are there really any other side characters?
I mean, there's a
That are
whole
part of
crew.
I'm pretty sure.
There's
well,
the
then
director. There's the guy that Anne falls in love with. There's Anne.
The guy
Wouldn't
and
Anne be
yeah, well then
considered
the
a
guy
main
Anne
character,
falls in
like
love
a
with.
main
That's my
character?
second.
You mean the sexist guy?
Is he the sexist guy?
Yeah, at first he was like, I don't like women on my ship.
Well, the captain is like, well, the skipper or whatever his name is, the one that wants to film the movie, he's crazy.
He's the
so I don't
director.
really like him. The director is crazy. I don't really like him. Okay, well then, I don't know. I don't have one.
You don't have a favorite side
King
character?
Kong forever. Oh, the T-Rex.
The,
The T-Rex. is
the
one.
T-Rex is your favorite character.
Yeah, he's the extra. I can just imagine him auditioning.
Okay.
I'd like to be the T-Rex. who
Okay,
gets,
so you took the T-Rex,
wrestled.
but I like the pterodactyl.
The pterodactyl is your favorite character?
Yes.
We love
It
the dinosaurs.
Has so much personality in
Dinosaurs,
him. What
dinosaurs.
can I say?
Well,
Okay. I think Anne was probably the best character in the movie.
There was no ships. This is not an important movie.
Huh?
Ships make a good movie.
There was ships?
Hmm.
Anyways.
there. How do you think they got to Skull Island? School Island, people. Everybody, go to School Island.
Who is your least favorite character?
Oh my goodness gracious. On a ship, but not that kind of ship.
Mine last feast
Anyway.
character. Wait,
What
what
was
did
the
I
question
just
again?
Least favorite character?
Okay.
If I had $1 for every time you said that this episode so far. What did you say again? What was the question again?
Yeah, I know. I like talking over people. What can I say?
My
Okay.
least favorite character.
Now, hang on. You did yours first.
It's a director. I've disgraced.
Xavier, who's your least favorite?
I've disgraced.
Okay, my least favorite character. Yeah, it has to be the director. He's just like...
He's
what-
crazy.
Like, hey, let's film a movie. Oh, that looks cool and dangerous. We have like a huge chance of dying, but if we film this and we survive, everybody will love it. And we'll be famous. I don't care if we die.
So, same reason, Raina?
Yeah, because literally just after Anne gets saved, she's like having trauma, like terrified of her life, and they're about to leave. They're all like, "Okay, let's go. We gotta go before he catches up to us." And the director's just like, he's like one of those memes that says no one, absolutely nobody, and then the director in King Kong. We should go find King Kong and film him, even though we just ran away from him to prevent us from dying. Let's go film him. Let's go find him again.
I just realized
Just
the
so
perfect
dumb.
ship. King Kong ex-director. They're
Director,
perfect
just
for each other.
the whole movie, except without the director. I don't think that's what you meant, but that'd be the
I mean,
perfect
the
movie.
world would be a better place without the dude.
Wow! Oh my gosh.
Am I wrong?
Yes! Very much so wrong. That's like... Wow.
Well, my least favorite character is
just gonna
the
ignore
Empire State Building. It's just too powerful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it
can't have characters that are too overpowered.
We're just gonna ignore that you said that, by the way.
Yeah,
We're
this
just
is
gonna
very
ignore it.
Superman-like.
You are in
Too
time
powerful.
out. You're
Yeah,
grounded.
no one can ever have no good story. He is allowed to have something that powerful. Like
I think if I'm going to be honest, probably Anne's love interest. He's probably my least favorite.
Sexism.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
I
director.
love this
I
guy
like
who's not
the
like
director's
more than-
terrible and all, but I like him for his terribleness.
That
He was a
makes
fun
sense.
character,
Totally makes sense.
Something I just realized, like
kind of like why I like the dentist in the
Because he's
last
so
movie.
bad, but he's hilarious.
Yes.
so
I don't know if he's not as funny as the dentist. He's not Steve Martin.
Oh,
or
yeah,
anything,
no,
but
definitely.
He was entertaining.
and sexist. Not sexist, but abusive.
No, sexist. Never, I don't,
Okay, I'm talking about
It was the
dentist.
30s. Everyone was pretty much
Okay,
sexist.
something I just realized though.
What's that?
So at first he was like, "Dude, she's useless. She's a woman. She's useless." Then he starts actually to fall in love with her, and he said, "Yeah, you're not annoying, but you're not. I don't see you as a woman anymore. Does that make him gay?"
I
I don't
don't know.
That might,
Okay, next question.
I also thought that
I have no idea where this
before,
is going.
before we do get to the
So
next
confused.
Dude, before we do get to the next part, I think I know the introduction to King Kong was pretty iconic, but the thing I'll always remember is just that scene with the guys in the train. Just imagine just them like just riding their merry way, and then suddenly there's
Riding their
just-
merry way.
there's this huge shake that makes them stop, and they're like, "Oh man, I think I broke something. How can this get any worse?" And suddenly there's this ginormous eyeballs poking in through the window.
Oh yeah, and then I So, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. But when they were on the little railing, I was like, well, at least it's not that high. And then they immediately fall after I say that. And I'm like, well, I spoke too soon.
Oh, man.
Alright, so...
That's a lot
Hang on,
of
that
damage.
also reminds me. Also imagine just, like, looking just opportunistically out the window, like, oh, man, I just got a promotion. And then immediately seeing this gigantic ape falling from the sky at Mach speed.
We need to put your
She's like, oh.
we need to put your words that don't exist and don't make sense in the Urban Dictionary. Because there's just so many things you
Opportunistically is a word.
It doesn't make sense.
Okay, so...
Opportunistically.
Okay, yes.
So, the only thing I really wanted to bring up from the trivia I read on IMDb is they're talking about the guy who's standing in line to see Kong, and he complains to his lady companion, and he says, these tickets cost me $20.
20 pucks.
So,
these cost me...
These tickets would have been about $10 per ticket if he only had two. And they mentioned, by contrast, number one, this is Depression era. 1933 is during the Great Depression.
Oh, yeah.
A ticket to see the 1933 New York Yankees, which featured Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, or to this movie, would have been about 35 cents.
Wow.
So, he spent $10 to see this giant ape compared to what you would pay to see, like, the movie or Babe Ruth. I'm sure you've at least heard of Babe Ruth, right?
Oh, yeah.
I've heard of Babe Ruth, but I have no idea. Oh, yeah.
Famous baseball player. But yeah, $20 was a lot back then. And then
$10,000 is basically making
that,
right?
the director said something about having $10,000, and we were like, $20 is a lot. $10,000 makes you like
Triggered, so much.
Makes you like, wow.
It's hard to imagine that a normal paycheck is just a little under $1,000 nowadays. If you have a career, at least.
If you have a career, at least. Wow, I'm just roasting the people.
Not, at least if you... Never mind.
Alright, so... You know what time it is.
It is 5:16 according to the Xbox screen.
Not what I meant. It is time for your letter grades.
Letter grades and Rotten Tomato grades.
So, who wants to go first?
Oh, me.
Well, I did steal your turn like 5 million times this episode. So
Alright, so...
I had to sound annoying for one scene, okay? Let me have my moment. Sorry, Dad.
What is your letter grade for King Kong?
Right now.
Oh. Wow, okay, thanks. I love to take the honor. Thank you very much. I give it a B+.
You say B+?
Yeah. I have no explanation. It's just what made sense to me in my head. And my head doesn't make sense, so I give it a B+.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, Xavier?
I could give so many reasons why I'd give this a super duper F-, but I'm not going to because I'm a generous person.
How?
I'm going to give it a B-.
B-.
Okay, we were a bit harsh on this one, I feel.
No, it's a B- is not bad. It's just worse.
But I gave it a B+, so I win.
It's just we've been looking at a lot of iconic movies, and I don't know if I should be grading iconicism. What is even?
Well, this is about the most iconic movie we watched so far. This movie was huge when it came out.
Right.
You just enjoyed the other ones personally better.
Yeah, like B- is not bad. C is like in the middle somewhere. B- is not harsh. And let me go into a detailed hour-long explanation of why it isn't harsh. You see, back in my day...
I'm going to give this a C. I don't hate this movie or anything. It's got a decent story. It's a little dated for the nowadays audience. I mean,
it's a little outdated. For
I'd recommend people watching this if they've never seen it, as like, if you want to like look at the history of movies, but you know, the stop motion animation doesn't exactly hold up these days. It's a little rough. The dialogue is a little, it's like 1930s cheesy. But, you know, you have the timeless story of King Kong, and it's definitely worth watching at least once in your life. But I just don't feel like it quite holds up to today's standards.
I don't think that's a reason to give it a C, but okay.
I'd rate it on like how good the movie is. Like if they made that on purpose, like in 2020, then I'd be slamming a hammer down on this whole podcasting equipment with a ton.
Wow. Okay.
If they made this
anger, it's justified.
That was a bit extreme.
I'm not trying to bash it.
Y'all are
You're
crazy.
fine.
I enjoy the movie. It's not one that I would want to revisit anytime soon. The last time I watched this movie, I was probably a kid with my grandpa. My grandpa loved this movie. And, you know, for him, you know, he was a kid in the 30s, so this was probably scary. But it's just a little, it's old.
It's old.
I mean,
But I'm giving it a C because it's still a good movie. It's still a fun movie to watch. I'm not giving it a bad grade.
It's old for the young people.
who in the 30s would not want to see this gigantic monkey?
Oh, I'm sure if I watched this in the 30s, I would have loved it. But it's a good movie that just, you know, the stop motion looks really weird now. You know what I'm saying?
I thought I'd give it a good charm. I kind of liked it. But I think that's because I like Coraline, and Coraline gives me nostalgia, and Coraline is claymation, stop motion. So maybe that's why, but I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
If I was judging iconicism, then I'd definitely give this a much higher grade. But I'm not. I'm judging it on how good it is. I'm not going to deduct awesomeness points because it's black and white. They can't help that.
Points.
They don't have.
I wasn't docking it for the black and white at all.
I never said you were. I'm not a horrible person, Father.
So
Awesomeness points.
I have the Rotten Tomatoes score here. What do you think the Rotten Tomatoes score is? Take a guess.
62. I don't know. That's the first number that came into my head.
Well, first
44.
off, I'm going to ask
74.
you, what do you think the audience score is?
74.
74.
75.
75. You're close-ish.
Gee.
It's a little higher. It's 86%.
87. Okay.
All right. Now guess what the Rotten Tomatoes score is for critics, the actual tomato meter.
Well, the first one I said was 63, so...
12.
12%.
12%.
Do you know what that means, right?
Yeah, it's not good.
That means it's terrible.
Well, I mean, critics be critics.
I gave it 63.
The world is
I
terrible.
think-
You're both super, super off.
What did she say?
98%.
Oh, wow. The critics?
Critics be critics.
Yeah. Critics love this movie.
Wow.
Critics are old.
That's critical.
Critics are
So
old.
there's only one Rotten review, so we'll read that. From The Nation. Unfortunately, it was thought necessary to mitigate some of the predominant horror by introducing a human, all too human theme.
Wow.
And then let's look at one of these reviews that are positive.
I'm curious what the extra 2% was.
Fay Ray has never been more beautiful before the camera, nor acted as well as she does in this production. That was from THR staff, Hollywood Reporter. So, they agree with you guys. They liked this movie a lot.
Wow.
Yay!
I liked it too. I just, giving it a fair score for what year we are.
Your opinion?
Your opinion.
That's right, my opinion.
Opinion rings?
All right, well, is there anything else you guys want to say about King Kong?
What movie are we watching next? It's not about King Kong, but...
Well, first off, is there anything else you want to say about King Kong?
No.
So, I wonder if King Kong did eventually have a baby. And then that baby became Cranky Kong.
They never said one thing about him ever having.
Wouldn't it be cool?
Actually, there's another
But
movie
he
that came out the
did.
same year called Son of Kong.
Is he Cranky Kong? Or
No,
is
it's not
or is
Cranky
Cranky Kong the son of Bat?
No, it's not Cranky Kong. It's Donkey Kong. Just kidding. All right.
That would not make sense because Cranky Kong is King Kong Cranky Kong? I mean, he's a little big, but
All right.
still a little big.
All right. So the next movie we are going to watch is Dumb and Dumber.
That's dumb.
Yay, Jim Carrey time.
Really dumb.
So, have you guys ever seen Dumb and Dumber?
No.
No, it's dumb.
No, it's
No,
dumb.
it's not. No. Your puns don't make any sense.
All right.
Dumb.
Well, then let me ask who wants to go first.
What do you mean?
What do you think Dumb and Dumber is about?
Oh.
Okay. Oh my goodness. She went first with the grading.
You let me go first with the
Okay.
grading.
Yes.
It's your turn.
Anyway.
Don't put this on me.
Okay. What I think Dumb and Dumber is about, well, aside from it being dumb, I think it's going to be about a couple of stooges, I'm wanting to say, that are going to completely wreak havoc upon planet Earth, I guess.
Okay.
That's probably...
Raina, what do you think Dumb and Dumber is about?
That's probably around what I think. I don't know what the plot is, obviously, because it could be anything. But I think it's mainly, basically what he said, mainly just two idiots running around trying to get through life, but they're idiots.
Man, do you
So,
remember Tag, Dad?
Tag?
tag
that,
man.
it was a rated R movie, but
Oh, yeah, that was a funny movie.
like Hawkeye.
All right, well, I am not going to tell you anything about Dumb and Dumber. I'll let
dumb.
you. You will find out in 2 weeks when we watch Dumb and Dumber.
Yay!
Stupidly.
But
Yeah.
no, because I want to watch it.
All right. Well, now it's time to say goodbye.
Bye, people.
Goodbyes are always so sad. I mean, good.
You've never met most of the people who are listening to this podcast show.
Coming out of my eyes.
All right. Goodbye, all you giant apes.
Aww.
Wow. Just ouch. Ouch.
What? Because we watched King Kong.
I know what. I get it. Evil. Bye, all you giant apes.
Hey, everyone. I'm Steven from many different podcasts like Drunk Like Me, Pro Wrestling Apologist, The Rage and Blaze Show, and of course, That Got Dark. So, please like and subscribe